We continue this afternoon's press conference. We have head coach Pascal Jansen. If we have any questions, please raise your hand. We'll go with Roberto.
Hi, Pascal. Unofficially, this is the third time in MLS history, unofficially, that a team has had a run of 3 games in a row with their opponents getting a red card. Have you ever been part of anything like that in your career?
Nope. That's the first time for me as well. Yeah.
What are you, any feelings towards that at all, or?
No. When you think of it, like you asked the question just now, that's when you start to think of it. Not a moment before that.
As far as the team in the game against Orlando City, what you took away from that? What did you like the most about the game for your team?
That we started very aggressive, apart from the kickoff, but throughout the game stayed aggressive. Even when they went a man down, the intentions remained exactly the same, and we played some pretty decent football overall, but mainly the aggressive nature of how we played in and out of possession was something that I was very pleased with.
O'Neal seemed to have a particularly really good game. To me, I thought it was probably one of the better games that he's played since he's been here. What did you see in his game, and if you can attribute that to anything in particular?
Well, like we ask him to do in his qualities and with his personality, to connect, build from low and mid-block going forward, but also switching play, always available between the lines, playing on the shoulder, is something that he exposed in that game at a very good level, but also making sure that you keep the team in balance and have a good shape during the possession phases, so you're always intact whenever you do lose possession. He was always in the right spot as well, so I agree it was one of his better games, but also looking forward to seeing even better.
If I can want one last one, Kai Trewin started in back with Thiago in the center of defense. How did you evaluate his game, and what do you think his best position is for the team?
Well, that's the nice one of having a guy like Kai on the roster. I mentioned this a couple of times to you guys as well. He's a very versatile player. That's something we saw already from scouting and recruitment. That's the reason why we wanted Kai to become part of our project as well. Game 1 he played in midfield against Galaxy, and this game he played in the back. But he's so flexible, so he's comfortable in both lines, different scenarios, and that's why we're so happy to have him.
Thank you.
Christian.
Obviously, you guys spent some of the first couple of weeks of the season, and I think it was like a month plus on the road in California. When you look at just how much time together you had with this group and the ability to bond, how much do you think that's played into the strong start you guys have had on the pitch through the first 3 games of the season now? Yeah,
that's a fair question. I wouldn't say it just comes back to these weeks being on the road in California. This process started in January 25 when I became part of this project and part of this dressing room. And you can tell how these guys work together, play together, have fun together, grieve together. They're very unified and united. So you can see that off pitch and on pitch, and it helps on both sides.
I guess in that same vein too, then, does it almost feel like this has been a continuation of the way the season had ended last year when the club had started to get things together and there wasn't, you didn't feel like you were trying to mix and match and find maybe that right tone for these guys?
Yeah, absolutely so. And that's also part of how I see my approach as the coach that I am, making sure that you do a lot of work in 25. It doesn't end in 25, it just continues in 26. And when you have a good core in your locker room, you can build on that core as well. And whenever there's a new guy stepping into the dressing room, you will sense as the new guy what the culture is. And if we have done our homework well enough recruiting this player, he will be affected by the culture and tries to add his energy and his qualities from the start.
Ojeda and Tavon have really had a big impacts the last couple of games for you guys, and I think we kind of talked a little bit last week just about them kind of pushing each other to be better. I'm curious, just from training through this today, how have you seen maybe their relationship grow and just being able to push each other on the pitch, and maybe just something off the pitch you've noticed too, them kind of helping make each other as strong as they've been so far?
It's a good chemistry all over. It's not only these two. It's like I mentioned before. It's the rest of the team as well. When they have to suffer during games, they suffer together. When they enjoy the game, they enjoy it together. They also feel good about each other also. So it's also allowing the others to be the best version of themselves. And if you can help them be the best version of themselves, it's something that is gladly done also within the team. So you pick out these two, like we discussed last week as well. But even today, when they play together, you can see fantastic movement on the pitch and interaction between the two. And it's a joy to watch at the moment.
Is it something personality-wise? Is it just the competitive nature? I'm just speaking specifically about Tavon and Ojeda. Is it something specifically competitiveness, personality-wise, that you've noticed that has kind of helped them with this?
No, not necessarily. Both of them are different but great guys also to work with, but also to have as a teammate. They care also about them, the players in the dressing room as well. So they care about each other also, and they love winning and love being competitive, and those are aspects of a personality that I can also relate to. So it's always a joy to watch them play together.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Onto the Zoom, we'll go with Michael Ender.
Hey, Pascal, it's Mike Ander from Blue City Radio.
Hi, Mike.
You just mentioned one of the highlights from Orlando is just watching how the team, never took their foot off the gas. Can you talk about that relative to the substitutions and what you thought of their performance?
They added the energy that was already given in the first 60 minutes as well. So when they came on, it was a perfect opportunity to deal with some minor issues with the players that came off. And once the other guys came on, they did everything within their power to keep the energy level at the same level as it was before. And that is something that pleases me and pleases the rest of the team as well. So that is one of the biggest reasons why you come on, of course, because when you see a game like that evolve the first 60 minutes, you have to make sure you keep it at the same level or even push for a better level.
Michael Allen.
Hey, Pascal, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about, sorry, it's Michael Allen from Blue City Radio and
I'm Mike.
Soccer. Sorry about that. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about Keaton Parks. You mentioned him a little bit after the game against Orlando about how he's playing in a more advanced role in the offense this year. What does it mean to have him back this year fully healthy? And is there anything about the particular makeup of this starting 11 that you're able to do that advanced role and push him higher in the offense?
Well, getting Keaton in a more advanced position was something that this game allowed him to do, and was something that we talked about going into this game, and even during halftime again, making sure that we get a certain shape, especially in the attacking sense of the game, that Keats would be in areas and positions where he could help the team create more pressure up front. That doesn't mean that will be exactly the same going into the next game or the game after that. It is something that I'm very happy to see within my team, that we are versatile and very flexible, and we have several attacking shapes that we can go into. And Keats was representing that in the previous game. And to have him back in the dressing room is a massive thing. As you know, he's a big guy, but he's also a great personality, and above all, healthy again. And that's why we're so happy to have him again. It's like having a new player on the roster.
Joe?
Hey, Pascal.
Hi, Joe.
Question for you. This is the first time since 2018, and only the second time in club history, that you've taken 7 points or more from the first 3 games. Mm-hmm. As a coaching staff, is there a challenge to, on one hand, praise the guys, and on the other hand, we're only 3 games in, let's not get too full of ourselves?
Well, Joe, you know me a little bit, and I'm hoping you know that that is something that our personality or my personality as the head coach doesn't allow. So we will never settle for a good game like Orlando or a bad game. We do our work the same every week, keep the consistency going, and of course we did a couple of things pretty decent against Orlando, but there's always things to work on, and that is the mentality that is part of this dressing room, fortunately.
Anyone else? Great. Thank you, everybody.